Hi there, all my tarot junkies. Thank you for tuning in to my channel today. My name is Ms. Weeks, and on this video, we're going to be talking about 3 things for the month of April, all for the Scorpios out there. The 3 keywords that we're going to be discussing is authenticity, temptation, and protection. If you guys are ready for this video, then stay tuned. Okay, Scorpio, so we are at the 3 keywords that we're going to be talking about for the month of April. We've got Baba Yaga, and the keyword is authenticity. Let's read Baba Yaga's words of wisdom. Be yourself. Your power is who you really are. Resist the urge to create a false identity. You will overcome adversity by developing your own strengths. The next keyword that we have in front of us is protection, with the depiction of Isis. Isis' words of wisdom are, you are loved and protected, even though the most difficult of trials. This is time for healing. You need mothering or to use your mothering energy. Magic is happening. The last subject we're going to talk about is the depiction of sirens, with the keyword being temptation. The sirens' words of wisdom are, you may be tempted to stray away from your goals or intention. You may receive an offer that is difficult to refuse. Do not underestimate your ability to attract people to your cause. Let's go ahead and jump in the reading, shall we? No. Okay, Scorpio, so now we're with the keyword being authenticity, with the depiction of Baba Yaga. Excuse me. We have the Triumph card, which is our Chariot card reversed, and then we have our Solar Plexus Chakra card. Okay, so basically, I feel like with this Chakra card being in reverse and it's next to the Solar Plexus card, we already know that our Solar Plexus deals with the inner feelings or your gut feelings, okay? So this is another word for this is called clairsentience. Some of you might be feeling stuck, okay? Some of you might feel that need to continuously be in motion. I feel like you may be getting news of cancellations, or there might be a delay in something happening for you. You might feel like you need to slow down. I feel like some of us are feeling the need to be in motion, and it may create anger that we cannot be in the motion that we want to. And this may be typical due to the quarantine. So another thing that's associated with this solar plexus chakra is that you might be feeling, aggravation. You might get a little bit more aggravated. You might be prone to anger. With it being next to this Chariot card in reverse, I feel like your health might slow down a little bit, possibly even your self-esteem, and you could also expect to get a lot of stomach aches during the beginning of this month or any time during this month. Could be feeling exhausted or tired of any of those things. So I feel like there's something that's draining your energy or taking a toll on you, and it's stopping you from continuing on in motion with your day with our Chariot reversed here. So that's something to look out for. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the Six of Wands. Is the Six of Swords and our Spiritual Strength card, which also represents the Nine of Wands here. So I feel like some of you will need to take time this month to reflect on the mental luggage that you're carrying. Some of you are carrying a heavy weight from your past, okay? I feel like this is slowing your growth down. I feel like this is keeping you from being your authentic self. Some of you are moving on from relationships that aren't really serving you. So spiritual strength is needed during this time. I feel like some of you are going to be working on your personal development. This is a perfect time to work on personal development, okay? So during the end of April, we have our Five of Wands and we have our Ace of Wands here. All right, so usually Five of Wands is a card about arguments, or like just having a lot of passion for something that you believe in, and feeling like you have to fight for what it is you believe in, or feeling like you have to defend yourself, or being defensive, okay? So with this Five of Wands being in the reverse position next to the Ace of Wands also being in reverse position, I feel like you guys are going to be lacking that inspiration to try to defend yourself all the time. I feel like you're tired of having to prove your true intentions, okay? I feel like you've recently agreed to collaborate with someone or get along with someone or see something from someone else's perspective in order to avoid this argument or in order to avoid confrontation. I feel like doing this will create peace within your circle and the people around you. And also, this basically, any type of struggles that you have will come to an end. So I consider this to be a win. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. We'll go ahead and move on to the next card. Okay, Scorpio, so now we're talking about the keyword being protection, and this depicts a picture of Isis, all right? So everything in here is going to be something that is going to kind of be looking out for you in a sense, okay? So we have, basically, is our Two of Wands and our Nine of Cups. So with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups, this pretty much tells me that it's time to reassess your decisions, all right? The purpose of your dreams and your aspirations and your ambitions, okay? I feel like you're going to need to adjust what is your best interest, okay? What makes you happy? What's your definition of success? You know, are your expectations realistic? And if they are realistic, like how much action are you willing to put into them? I say this because our Two of Wands is reversed, and also the fulfillment of wishes card is also reversed. So I feel like you're not putting enough energy into what it is that you've already decided on your plan. You're not putting enough energy into it, perhaps. Perhaps some of you, you know, are waiting for something, you haven't reached it yet, but have you done what it takes to get it? You know, this is like basically what it is. You're waiting on something, you haven't gotten it yet, and you're wondering why is it not coming. You have to make sure that that Two of Wands is upright. So that's basically what that's telling me for that. All right, during the middle of the month here, we've got our authority card and our mental conflict card. So this pretty much lets me know that someone who enforces rules and regulation is going to request a lot of organization out of you. All right, a lot of organization out of chaos, period. Okay, I feel like you're going to be, this person may help you understand certain rules, regulation regarding paperwork. They're here to break down information about paperwork and give you guidance. They're going to apply specific rules to your situation, okay? They're here to help you basically solve problems, all right? I feel like they're going to come at this with a highly organized approach. This is like a trained professional. Whoever this person is, it could be someone that lets you know how to, I don't know, how to sell a house. I don't know, how to do something. How to do something that most people just don't know how to do, you know, and it's something you can't just Google. You have to, you know, get a trained professional to come in and solve this mental conflict here. So I feel like this person is going to be here to help protect you and your assets. Maybe talking about insurance, might be talking about car insurance, might be talking about something with a house, or something you just can't Google on your own, something you have to have a trained professional come in and explain to you how these things work. All right, during the end of the month of April, we're going to be talking about material harvest and our sun card, which is depicted by the keyword being light. Okay, so this is basically our Nine of Coins and our sun card reversed. So I feel like you've gained abundance around you by hard work, okay? I feel like you appreciate things and you're thankful for what it is you have. At this time, I feel like you stocked up on your investments and you want to ensure the safety and the well-being of your home. So basically, you're going to be trying to ensure that you have plenty of things to enjoy. I feel like if you do come into some sort of an abundance, don't spend it all, okay? I know that you understand that your labor was intense in order to get whatever it is you have, but I feel like this is saying that a lot of you are going to be doing a lot of spending, okay? Shopping, creating more subscriptions to things. I feel like a lot of you are going to be doing things that are a little bit more extravagant for some reason. And for those of you who are actually stuck at home and are not working and you cannot work, this is also just saying, you know, make sure that you have, with the keyword being protection, you're just going to make sure that you have an abundance of what it is you need. I see that he has food in front of him. He's making sure that he has enough, but with the sun card being in reverse, it's like, you know, I have just enough to make it through, to help me make it through. And that is something that you want to be careful with. Be careful with your spending. Even though you have enough, I feel like you just need to make sure that you're invested and stockpiled. So, which a lot of people are already doing because the toilet paper is running out. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole nother discussion. Let's go ahead and move on to our next keyword. Okay, Scorpio, so here we are at our last and final card with the depiction of the sirens, and our keyword is being temptation. The beginning of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month for April. All right, let's go to the beginning of the month where we have our partnerships and alliances and our sacral chakra card here. And it's in reverse. Ooh, that took a while for me to learn how to say that word. Sacral chakra card. Whew. Anyway, this partnerships and alliances card is basically like our Three of Wands. So I feel like, for those of you who are going to be looking for love, this is a sign that someone wants to reach out to you, because if you don't know, our sacral chakra is where our sexual energy comes from. Okay. And then I see a man's hand and a woman's hand reaching out to each other. So I feel like somebody's going to be reaching out to you. You may be invited to learn something new, to move to somewhere else within your state in order to be closer to this person. I feel like some of you might be tempted to make business deals, create something new with a partner. Like I said, the sacral chakra is associated with sexual energy. So some of you might be tempted for a sexual relationship with this partner during the beginning of April, and this is going to be something very new to you, okay? Beware if your sacral chakra is unbalanced, because this is in reverse. If your sacral chakra is unbalanced, you tend to develop like psychological problems that are associated with a person of the opposite sex. So, I mean, you could have a lack of energy despite however much sleep you get. I feel like you could find it difficult to open up to relationships. You could be dealing or swinging from relationship to relationship, or basically just dealing with incompatible relationships, okay? So just beware of that, if any temptations that are unhealthy for you at the time. So that's what's going on for the beginning of April. Let's see what's happening in the middle. We have love begins, and then we have movement, choices, and decisions. So these two cards are basically our Ace of Cups reversed and our Two of Coins is reversed. So I feel like some of you have invested too much time in being internal with your emotions, okay? I feel like you need to find a way to express yourself, either through journaling, maybe even doing creative projects, movement, dancing. I feel like a part of you is like holding back out of fear, or out of losing control, which is our Two of Coins here. This is basically Two of Coins. It's the red borders in this particular deck is representative of possession, so that'll be basically a Two of Coins. So I feel like some of you are afraid that you'll lose control. Some of you may not trust your partner from past energies. I feel like I'm picking up on past energies when I say that, like with our keyword being temptation here. I feel like with some of you, you feel like you need to continually assess your priorities and goals, and just decide, where do you want to spend your time, your energy. You need to basically reach that connection that you desire. You need to make sure that you're spending your time wisely. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next part. Now look there, we have temptation two times. We've got temptation with the sirens, depiction of sirens, and then we have the devil card, which is our temptation in this particular deck, and then we have accelerated motion, which is kind of like our Eight of Wands here. So we have temptation two times. So basically, that's like two devil cards. All right, so the devil card and the Eight of Wands. I feel like this is saying some of you are choosing to take the shortest path in order to gain instant gratification, okay, versus the commitment and the long-term goals or slash relationships that you've committed yourself to. I feel like you're being tricked into feeling that you do have control, but based off your decision making, obviously some of the things, it's not for everybody, this is a general reading, but based off some of your decisions from the past, I feel like things have started to become unmanageable, okay? I feel like some of you are dealing with unhealthy attachments, codependent relationships, contracts, debts, overspending. So I feel like the Eight of Wands is asking for your undivided, laser focused attention, okay? It's asking for removal of those temptations and distractions. I feel like it's easy to devote, your concentrations and your determinations somewhere that's going to be a shortcut for you. But in this instant, you need to focus your devotion and your concentrations towards something that's a little bit more productive at this time. And I feel like temptation is going to be a big thing for you towards the end of April. So Eight of Wands is usually about speed. And that's what we say, accelerated motion. But how do we get that accelerated motion? Making sure that you're laser focused. Okay, so for those of you who have diets, those of you who are in relationships, however this applies to you, those of you who are under a contract of some sort, try to stick to those contracts. You know, do what you say you're going to do, even if it's just a promise to yourself. Stay focused. All right, Scorpio, that is all I have for you. If you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Ring the bell. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Okay, Scorpios, that's all I have for you today. If you'd like to continue to see my videos, make sure you ring the bell. Leave a comment. Like this video if you do like it. And I'll catch you guys next week, okay? Bye.